Peace, salute, and God bless you. This is Simply Cryptocurrency, Session 1, powered by Perceptform. Now that we got the fun stuff taken care of, welcome. Simply Cryptocurrency is a digital course that will demystify and simplify cryptocurrency, turning the complex into the applicable. We are living in a new era where the world is fastly transitioning to being completely digital. Those who can learn how to leverage technology today will gain tomorrow. Now, my name is Christopher Perceptions. Yes, that is my legal name. I am the founder of Perceptform and the instructor of Simply Cryptocurrency. I've been in the blockchain space since 2016 after partnering with a Madison, Wisconsin-based company known as 23Vivi to place a collection of my fine art photography on the blockchain. More on that word in a moment. But for those of you all who want to see the digital exhibition, you all can go to this URL or this web address right here, tinyurl.com/blockchain by CMP. The exhibition is called Selling Symbols, and it actually is created for the sake of ownership. It's a one of one. None of these photographs have ever been printed, and they will not be printed. My desire is to create a bridge between forgotten communities to this life-changing opportunity known as cryptocurrency. That's my heart. From the Great Recession to COVID-19, my generation has undergone much economic uncertainty. Personally, I have come from a family background that has not afforded me with a head start concerning finances. I have also made bad financial decisions in my own personal life that I am correcting. But cryptocurrency has aided me with a second chance. Since 2017, I have made over 5 figures through cryptocurrency. Crypto offers nothing but opportunity to those who see it and seize it. Simply Crypto is 3 sessions long, and in 3 sessions we're going to go over 3 things. The first piece is the welcome, which will transition into the foundation and then security. This is session 1. Session 2, we're going to deal with organization of cryptocurrency, how to exchange cryptocurrency, as well as notifications, how to stay in touch with the news and market trends and things of that nature. The last session is going to deal with the peer-to-peer aspect. If I have a brother in South Africa and I want to send him Bitcoin, can I do that? And if so, how does that work? How can I turn my crypto into fiat? Fiat being paper or government issued money. How can I turn my Bitcoins into Benjamin Franklin's? Is that possible? And if so, how? And then lastly, the final words. Now, remember this word? Blockchain. It's very foundational. It's so foundational that before we get into the foundation, we have to talk about it. So what is blockchain? I first want to publicly salute a platform that I consider to be the Crypto Wall Street Journal. It's a platform called Decrypt, and everything with this course is traceable in the sense of you can go back outside of this course. You can do your own research. I never want you to just simply take my word for certain things. There's a saying in the crypto community. It's never trust, verify, or don't trust, verify. So I want you to be able to go and verify some of these things so that you can think for yourself. But as I digress, what is the blockchain? Blockchain is an online record of transactions backed by cryptography, hence where we get the word cryptocurrency. Currency meaning store value or money as we know it, but crypto, that piece deals with cryptography, encryption, security. So keep that in mind. It's at the heart of currencies like Bitcoin and can be used to document financial transactions, the movement of goods or services, and or exchanges and information. Got it? Now, since we understand blockchain, even if at a basic level, we're able to now go into the who, what, when, where, why, and how. But we're going to start with the what. What is cryptocurrency? A cryptocurrency is a digital currency. It uses cryptography to regulate how people transfer them, how they're created, and how secure they are. Oh, and last but not least, it doesn't use or need a central bank or government to control or manage them. The first cryptocurrency widely adopted was Bitcoin. So how we have the Federal Reserve in the United States of America, it's a private entity that is outside of the government, the United States government. They print money. They create money, literally from computers to printers to your wallet, to your bank accounts. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies like it don't operate that same way. Now, who created cryptocurrency? Satoshi Nakamoto. Say that 3 times fast. Satoshi Nakamoto was the creator of Bitcoin. However, nobody really knows who he, she, or they are. There have been a number of theories, but none seem to have stuck. In 2008, an author who went by the name Satoshi Nakamoto published a paper called Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. It explained how a digital currency called Bitcoin would work. Most people believe that Satoshi Nakamoto will never be discovered or unearthed. A lot of people think that Satoshi Nakamoto is a pseudonym or a fake name or an alias for a person or persons, like a think tank. But a fun fact, Satoshi Nakamoto is actually a real name. So if this was a made up name, it just so happened that there was a glitch in the matrix, and this gentleman, who I believe is a Japanese American citizen living in California, he has this in his name. This is 2/3 of his legal name. When the world found this out, he was bombarded by press, and he went on record to say he has nothing to do with Bitcoin. Is he telling the truth? Is he fibbing? Who knows? But time will tell. Now back to when, who, what, when. When did the first purchase happen? For people who know me, you're going to get a kick out of this. Back in 2011, a Bitcoin developer made history when he conducted the first ever Bitcoin-based purchase, 2 large and unspecified pizzas from Papa John's. He simply took to a popular Bitcoin forum and asked whether anyone would order him a pizza for a few Bitcoins. On May 22nd, 2010, a date now revered by historians as Bitcoin Pizza Day, this developer received 2 large Papa John pizzas in exchange for 10,000 Bitcoin, worth $41 at the time. Those Bitcoins would have been worth $200 million at Bitcoin's peak price in 2017. In 2017, Bitcoin's price peaked $20,000. In 2020, we're starting to see a resurgence within the market. Bitcoin has been touching or even slightly surpassing $10,000. I personally believe 2020 is going to be a very interesting year for cryptocurrency. But as we continue, where can you use cryptocurrency? All these things sound good in theory, but where's the practical application? Online, in the real world, on your mobile device, basically anywhere that accepts debit cards. More on that later in the course, more so session 3. Now, why is this important? It's important because we have a digital currency that is trustless, where it doesn't simply trust, it has to verify because of the blockchain nature. Blockchain and Bitcoin, they are synonymous, but they're not the same. Blockchain is a type of technology, and it is the underlying technology that makes cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin possible. Without blockchain, there is no Bitcoin. But without Bitcoin, there is still blockchain, just in different applications. So there's the trustless factor, there's the borderless factor, in the sense of I can send money to a friend of mine in Israel right now, and no one can stop it. It's immutable in the sense that it can't be hacked. It's divisible in the sense of if I put $100 in Bitcoin today, and Bitcoin goes from 10,000 to 20,000, I didn't have to own a full Bitcoin to enjoy the newfound gain in Bitcoin. I still am able to enjoy that with the $100. It also prevents double spending. It's only going to allow the transaction to go through based on what Bitcoin I have. So it prevents double spending, which is very important. And it's decentralized. Decentralized basically means a system which has moved away from a single point of control towards many points of control. So when we think of a central government currency like the US dollar, it is centralized in the sense of we can trace it back to one place, which is the Federal Reserve. It's centralized. It has a single point. Decentralized means Bitcoin, as we can see, even illustrated here, the network exists because other people allow for their computers or even their smartphones to run the network, to move transactions along. So it's constantly being confirmed and copied in an immutable way, in a way that cannot be hacked because of the blockchain. So it's decentralized. It has many points. It doesn't have a single point of failure. It's also scarce. And it's also scarce. There are only 21 million Bitcoin ever. There's no QE. QE, as we can see at the bottom left piece, is quantitative easing. We'll get into that in a little bit. That's more like financial stuff dealing with the current American system. But it has international implications, as we've seen in Japan. But I digress. Bitcoin is scarce. There are only 21 million Bitcoin ever. There is not going to be someone who's going to make a money machine go, burp. It's simply just gonna be 21 million Bitcoin. Bitcoin will become more like gold in its scarcity and stability. Bitcoiners tend to refer to Bitcoin as digital gold, not insofar as a physical representation, but to do with what gold represents. It is scarce, valuable, and its value tends to grow over time. This is likened to Bitcoin, which has grown in value since it was built. Although there are big differences with Bitcoin's errant volatility, making this a difficult comparison. Very interesting. Now to this quantitative easing piece. Very big word. Quantitative easing. Quantitative easing, also known as QE, is a form of monetary policy used by central banks as a method to quickly increase the domestic money supply and spurring economic activity. Basically, they make the money machine go in response to the economic shutdown caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. On March 15, 2020, the U.S. Federal Reserve announced a quantitative easing program that amounted to over $700 billion. Shout out to Investopedia, amazing platform as well concerning all things financial. And they also dabble in cryptocurrency as well. So basically, if we were in dire need, quantitative easing sounds like a good idea. Only if there was something that would cover what we're printing. What are we printing? An IOU. What is the US dollar backed by? It's backed by trust. Trust in the United States, trust in its assets, trust in its name. It's not backed by anything. At one point, the US government's currency was backed by gold, but the Federal Reserve took the US dollar off of a gold standard. So it's literally an IOU in a real way. So when people say money isn't a thing, or pardon my urban vernacular, they say money ain't a thing, they're kind of onto something. Most people would look at Bitcoin and say, oh, well, this is digital money. What is this backed by? This too is backed by trust. Trust in the fact that this algorithm created on blockchain technology cannot be hacked, and it is transparent. So long story short, Bitcoin does not do that. Bitcoin does not simply print money. It is what it is. It's only 21 million, and we're about 18 million Bitcoin in, which means we don't have that much left. So how does all of this technical mumbo jumbo apply to me? How can it apply to me? Basically, you can be your own bank. Bitcoin, a lot of people treat it as a store of value. I met some Bitcoin billionaires, I met some Bitcoin millionaires, and what's interesting is I'm starting to see a lot more people in the traditional world, from a traditional financial standpoint, they're starting to get into Bitcoin. So case in point, I come from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Go Bucks go. Speaking of the Milwaukee Bucks, one of the owners has 1% of his net worth in Bitcoin. This guy's a billionaire. So why are they interested in Bitcoin? They have so many other outputs in which they can put wealth in. For one, potentially they may hear from their financial advisor, be conservative depending on your risk management or how much volatility you can take. Try this, right? So they put 1% of their net worth into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a store of value. The value based on people trading it can make it go up because Bitcoin does not have a closing time. Bitcoin is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's constantly going up, down, moving around. It's constantly moving. So for those of you all who might put $20 in, $100 in, $100,000 in, you can own your financial future. If the world stops taking the US dollar, your US dollars would become meaningless unless you had a different way to store the value that you ultimately put in the US dollar. And yes, this is legal in the United States with some tax implications, but we'll touch on that a little later in the sessions. Now, the US market, crypto by the numbers, these are some amazing statistics. I will not read through them all. I will just be quiet for a moment so you can read them. It's interesting because some countries have banned crypto. It's banned in these countries, and it's restricted in these countries, with two starting to soften towards cryptocurrency. So China is creating a CBDC, or a central bank digital currency. Basically, we have decentralized cryptocurrencies, and what China is trying to do is create a centralized digital currency. The United States talked about it in one of the stimulus packages. That this piece didn't go through. I believe the Democrats brought this up. They wanted to create a digital dollar. So they might be hinting towards something. Venezuela, there are a few other places around the world that are experimenting with, aiming towards, or moving forward in creating a cryptocurrency for themselves. Even Akon, he has his own. It's called Acoin, and he has his own city, and the city is going to use this coin as it's being built out, and it'll be ready in about 10 years. But the coin itself that Akon is making will be ready sooner than that. Very interesting times we're living in. India had some very harsh laws concerning cryptocurrency, but now it's starting to change in a more favorable way. Now, just wanted to take a brief moment to say, if you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, suggestions, email me, simplycryptocurrency@gmail.com. I will respond. Now, let's talk crypto. There are a few different types, and we're going to learn the different types very, very, very swiftly. There are a few different types of cryptocurrencies, but we're going to start with the grandfather, the nucleus, the beginning. Bitcoin is the world's first peer-to-peer cryptocurrency. We touched on who Satoshi Nakamoto is, and we touched on why Bitcoin is important. It's a new way to pay for goods and services, as well as store value online, that doesn't rely on a centralized bank, government, or credit provider to do so. Built using blockchain, a fundamentally new way to transfer data and value over the internet. Everything from sandwiches to houses can be bought using Bitcoin, and they literally mean houses. Look up Tesla bought with Bitcoin. There are so many things that you can buy with Bitcoin. And there's another very important cryptocurrency that is also a network. It's called Ethereum, or Ether. as a lot of people would shorten it to be. Ethereum is a network that wants to change how companies work on the internet. Ether, on the other hand, is the cryptocurrency Ethereum uses to build and maintain its network. But a lot of people, they consider them to be one and the same. So Ethereum is a cryptocurrency that allows smart contracts and dApps, or decentralized applications, to operate on its network. So there are people who are doing casinos decentralized online, so you can gamble using cryptocurrency. I myself don't partake, but there are so many other decentralized applications. There are games, there's so much going on in that space. And Ethereum was created by a Russian-Canadian software developer, Vitalik. If Bitcoin is the gold of the cryptocurrency world, Ethereum is the oil that machines are powered on. Ethereum is very important. Litecoin, or as one of my brothers said, Litcoin, is Bitcoin's little brother. Litecoin is a peer-to-peer cryptocurrency that's designed to be quicker at processing transactions than Bitcoin. Now, if we're talking blockchain has a lot of data organized securely, it's encrypted, it's nice, right? But what happens when you have a lot of information on one blockchain? The information moves, but it moves slower. That's why there are a lot of developments undergoing right now as it relates to increasing the speed of the Bitcoin network, because a lot of people say that it can't necessarily scale to being a global currency recognized by government until it's able to handle a large load of transactions. So a lot of people are using it for microtransactions or store of value. But what Litecoin wants to do is it wants to be that answer. And it is faster than Bitcoin as it relates to sending money. It was created by a former Google employee called Charlie Lee, and it uses a different consensus algorithm to process transactions that allow more people to become miners. What's a miner? A miner is a person that helps move the network along, to sum it up in short. So that's Litecoin. Now there are privacy coins. We talked about briefly how Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency that is, to a point, traceable. I can see transactions. I can't see names, social security numbers, ethnicities, backgrounds, things of that nature. I can't see your Twitter if I look at your Bitcoin address and accounts as it relates to what you've sent. Now, if you're posting your address, I can put two and two together and say, hey, this person has this address and this address just received this. And there have been very bad circumstances that have taken place, like people have gotten robbed, things of that nature, because people put two and two together. So for people who are interested in privacy, there are tons of cryptocurrencies out there that really do a good job at concealing things, such as Monero, which many arguably say is the world's biggest privacy coin. Monero is a cryptocurrency designed to keep transactions hidden from prying eyes. It's become increasingly popular with users of the dark web. All transactions on Bitcoin and Ethereum are public and traceable, meaning anyone can eavesdrop on transactions flowing in and out of wallets. So there's Monero. For those of you all who kind of want to move under the radar, there's a way for you to do that. By the way, I'm not advocating for any sort of illicit activities, things of that nature. I'm just presenting information. The best of both worlds. So what we have here is a US dollar on the left side of the screen. Okay? And this US dollar has many different outputs from various organizations and projects. There is the US dollar coin, or USDC. There's the Gemini dollar. There are a few different outputs of the US dollar depending on what you're trying to do. So a stable coin does not have the volatility of Bitcoin or Ethereum, Litecoin, Monero, coins of that nature. It's a way to protect against volatility. Different stablecoins use different strategies to achieve price stability. Some are centralized, others are decentralized. So there goes that centralized, decentralized piece. So basically, if you want to get into the crypto market, but you don't want to have the volatility of Bitcoin, this is a tool that a lot of traditional financial institutions are really looking into. So let's say you have a client and you're a financial institution and Bitcoin seems to be going up. You want to get into the market a little bit. You can use a bridge such as this, going from US dollar to USDC or Gemini dollar, and from a stable coin to Bitcoin. Once Bitcoin gets you the gains that you would want, you can go back to a Gemini dollar or a USDC or US dollar coin, and then go back to US dollar. It's a bridge to keep you from losing value. So a lot of people are really interested in stable coins. Now let's change this up and differentiate for a moment. There are coins and there are tokens in the crypto world. So think build out versus build up. A coin generally refers to a cryptocurrency that has its own separate standalone blockchain. Bitcoin is an example of that, literally Bitcoin. The term token or digital tokens can refer to any cryptocurrency that is built on top of an existing blockchain. Whew. Now that we have the who, what, when, where, why, how, different types, and we have an understanding of blockchain as a word, as a concept, as an application to a point, the foundation is set. Now we can build. So for the last part of session 1, we're going to talk about security. Security. So there are 3 points we're going to talk about, and they all hinge around this piece here, the wallet. All right, we're going to focus on email, phone, computer, internet, 2FA or two-factor authentication, and private keys, and why that is important. So the 4, if you were to jump into the cryptocurrency world and you want to have security, I would recommend from an email standpoint, because in order to sign up for an exchange or to have a wallet or whatever, you're going to need one, if not all 4 of these pieces. So for an email, I would go with Proton Mail. It's an encrypted email system. They have a free aspect and they have paid aspects of this mailing system. So if you're just going to use it for cryptocurrency, it's a good application. Otherwise, you can use whatever your preference is. Just make sure that you take care of your password, that things are secure, that you're not doing anything crazy. All right. I would recommend Proton Email. It's an amazing platform. Also, you're going to need a phone number. It could be personal, it can be business, it can be Google Voice, something where you can verify that you are who you say that you are. You're going to need a computer, a desktop or a laptop. I know you may be potentially using a tablet. I personally would recommend desktop or laptop. Also, you're going to need internet, a secure internet connection or a secure data connection by way of a mobile phone. You need a wallet. What's a wallet? A cryptocurrency wallet is a piece of software that stores your public and private keys. More information on keys coming up. I know the crypto world has a lot of jargon, but in any industry, in any new world, in any space, in any culture, there's slang basically. And in one of these sessions, we're going to break down the slang. You're going to have a go-to sheet. You're going to be able to look at this sheet and be like, oh, well, I remember I took Simply Cryptocurrency and blah, 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 blah. That's where this came from. So we're going to break down what a public key and a private key is. Just follow me. But back to the wallet. It also allows you to send and receive digital currencies and monitor your balance. It's like a mini bank just for you. What's more, you can have as many as you like and move currencies between them. It's awesome. I have a lot of wallets and it's awesome. So I recommend that you have a few wallets. but you bare minimum need one wallet. And keep this in mind, not all wallets are created the same, but I'm going to show you what a wallet looks like. Literally, this is it. So what this is a QR code. If you were to hold a camera up and scan this, you're gonna see that this is a Bitcoin address. If you have a wallet with Bitcoins in it, you could technically send me Bitcoin right now. Or if your camera is broken for some odd reason, you see this long string of random words at the top that looks like somebody's Wi-Fi password. A really good password, by the way. I'm not using it, but just saying. I digress. This is the actual cryptography aspect of cryptocurrency. They're working on trying to make it a little bit easier, because who's going to want to type all of that in the event of a camera being broken? So there are platforms like Ethereum Name Service, Unstoppable Domains. There are a few services out there that are trying to eliminate this piece and just make it as simple as at Simply Cryptocurrency, like on Instagram, or Simply Cryptocurrency, like on Facebook. So for example, I have perceptform.crypto. That is a wallet address to my cryptocurrency. I have this wallet for Bitcoin. So this is just an example of a mobile wallet. And this is an example of how you use a wallet. Peace. So this is a mobile wallet that I use. It's called Trust Wallet. It's an amazing, very secure wallet. I'm able to have Bitcoin, Ether, a few others that you may be familiar with, Litecoin, and a lot of other cryptocurrencies. I can have people send me cryptocurrency, or I can send people cryptocurrency with this. So let's scroll to the top. We're going to send Bitcoin, hypothetically. You can see that I have nothing in this wallet right now. So if I wanted to send Bitcoin, I could hit send. I could type in the amount. So let's say 1 Bitcoin, or since we understand that Bitcoin is divisible, I could hit 0.003 Bitcoin, which is roughly $30 at the time of this recording. I could scan I could scan that, and then it would pop up. Or I could go to a text message or an email that someone would send me their address, and I can simply paste what it is that I see. Or, which is really cool, there's this platform that I mentioned, Unstoppable Domains. This is a wallet that allows you to simply type in a wallet address. And we're seeing that it's good to go. The only reason why the US dollar piece went from the actual value of Bitcoin at this point to 0 is because I'm actually trying to send something that I don't have, therefore confirming that it prevents double spending. Very good wallet. I highly recommend it. It's free. Trust Wallet. Now, if I wanted to receive Bitcoin, I could literally go to here, receive. I can copy it, and it's going to copy that long thread. All right. I could also share this. Could hit share. It's going to load. My wife, my mom's, my comrade, Mark. I could send it to all of them. These are my little programs. And that's that. Now, lastly, if I wanted to search the internet, I can do that here. We're going to talk about what DeFi is a little later. If I wanted to swap out crypto, it has a built-in way for me to do that. It has a built-in exchange. We'll get to this point where we can exchange cryptocurrencies. And we're also able to secure the actual application itself. It's a really simple plug and play type of wallet. I highly recommend it. It's a very cool wallet, especially since I can buy Bitcoin directly from my wallet. I can hit continue. It's going to load up. It's going to process. And if I wanted to, I can have Bitcoin directly sent to my wallet. I can save my card for future purchases, and I can read terms and conditions, type in all that information, hit pay now, and it will pop up in here. So $300 worth of Bitcoin would be, at the time of this recording, 0.03 Bitcoin. And it would pop up right here. Trust Wallet. This is a mobile wallet. Now, 2FA. What's 2FA? This is something that you probably use. Two-factor authentication takes things a step further. You get an additional code sent to a device, such as your phone, that only you can access. Many sites use it to further prevent hackers accessing their data, therefore reducing likelihood of fraud, identity theft, or data loss. 2FA is borderline a necessity for anyone holding crypto. You gotta do it. It's not too strenuous. I highly recommend it. And here's an example of 2FA. So we're gonna use Authy, and the cool thing about Authy is it allows for me to secure by way of biometrics. So I'm using an iPhone. I believe this is a Model 7. It's allowing me to still do the fingerprint thing, which I do like. Other iPhones or other phones that are smart, or other smartphones, they may not allow you to do the finger biometrics. They might do the face scan. That's one way to log into this application. Another way as a backup is having a PIN number. As you can see here, if someone were to try and to hack into my phone to get access to my code that would allow them to gain access to my crypto wallet, they would have to get past this. They won't have my fingerprint, and they won't have your face, which means it's very secure. So I'm going to log in, and I have a lot of different applications that I use this for. It's very secure. Most platforms such as Instagram or Facebook, they're starting to implement these in easier ways. Some of you all may use 2FA or two-factor authentication for your cell phones, or using your cell phones. There's an app that actually populates random numeric passcodes so that this is the final wall between you and your data, or you and your cryptocurrency. So every 20 to 30 seconds, give or take, depending on whatever application you're using, it's going to, upon it being set up with your platform, it's going to create this code. Now, if I wanted to, I could scroll down, I can hit add account. It's going to utilize QR code technology, or I can enter it in manually, but I could scan it, and then it's going to be able to do what it needs to do. These are my khakis. I love khakis. And that's that. 2FA. Now, talking about public keys and private keys, but the focus is private keys. This right here is a public key, okay? I can put this online and I can receive Bitcoin, and that's that. Now, your public key is what you share with your sender or recipient. You can share this key with as many people as you like. Your private key, imagine this is your social security number, or a key to $100 billion and some passports, or something like that. Your private key is the key you keep to yourself. This is connected to your public key using cryptography and acts as a digital signature for the transaction. So if I receive Bitcoin and I want to send it to my wife or my daughter, I would have to use my private key to sign for that transaction. In order for you to access the information sent to you, you need both keys. It's very important. So we're talking about private keys. I have this Monero mobile wallet. It's worked very well for me. I have a dummy wallet. I'm gonna create another wallet while this video is going, okay? I'm gonna hit create new, and every wallet platform is different. So for this one, I can name the wallet, I can color code, as I may have a few wallets here and there. I can differentiate. Every wallet platform is gonna be different. They're gonna have their own special touch. So I'm gonna hit next. I'm gonna read this, creating a wallet. And this piece is what we're going to do, the second step. We're going to hit got it first. We're gonna process. This is important. This is like the safe piece. This is the dial to the safe, if you will. If someone has access to this, they have access to your funds. So it's very important that you keep this under lock and key. The only way to access your wallet if you switch devices or use another Monero wallet app or lose your data, this is it. This is the only way, all right? So if you had 100 billion in Monero and you switched phones and you lost this, you lost these words, you lost $100 billion. Stranger things have happened, but unfortunately, people think that stuff can't happen to them. Something goes awry, and people have literally lost fortunes because they did not remember where the words were, or they didn't know how to get access to where they stored the words. So know thyself. There are so many ways in which you can store this. I would not recommend Dropbox, because more times than not, you might think, oh, okay, I have a mobile phone. I can just take a screenshot, my photos go to Dropbox, cool. What you may not know is Dropbox was hacked, and data as well as email addresses, passwords are being sold on the dark web literally as we speak. So taking a screenshot and sending it to Dropbox is probably not the move. So after I confirm that, I now have a test wallet, okay? I'm gonna confirm that I am who I am, and now I'm able to see my wallet address. So this is what I would copy and send to another person and say, hey, send me 100 Monero. This is the cryptography piece. This is the secret key. You gotta guard this like a fortress. The only way to get access to your wallet is through the words, all right? So what I would suggest is think of the private key, all of these numbers and letters, spend and view key. Think of these two as this, as the words. Because if you have access to this, you have access to this, all right? You gotta protect it. This is the cost or the responsibility of being your own bank, okay? So this is just a test. There's gonna be no Monero in here. I'm actually gonna delete this now to prevent people from being tempted, all right? And there's that. You've stuck through. You're dedicated to this, you really want to learn. Here is a bonus piece, and it can instantly add value and cryptocurrency to your life. Brave. Brave not only is a concept, but it's also a really cool platform. Brave is a free web browser designed to help people keep hold of their data. You're going to notice in the crypto space, a lot of people like holding on to their data. Companies like Google and Facebook, they have gotten billions of dollars based off of organizing, manipulating, analyzing, and selling your data. What Brave wants to do is it wants to give you back the power and owning your data. In traditional browsers, the data generated by web browsing is often packaged and sold to companies looking to understand what you get up to while surfing the web so that they can sell targeted ads. Brave wants to change that. It blocks adverts and trackers and gives users the opportunity to opt into certain advertising in exchange for its native token, the basic attention token, or BAT. And this is how you would set up Brave. You're going to go to brave.com, as you can see up here. Go to brave.com and you're going to download the browser. It's very important, and I'll get into why it's important. What Brave is a browser that is not only secure, but it also empowers you to gain cryptocurrency as you search the internet. It has a built-in digital space where you can hold all of your capital as it relates to cryptocurrency. So that is it. There are various answers that they give concerning questions, and I'm downloading it currently. So once this is done, we'll jump right in and set it up, and I will show you why it's so important. All right, so I've downloaded Brave. I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna go through the installation process. It's very painless, and as you can see, I do way too much on my computer. It's gonna assess how much space you have on your computer to see if it is able to fit. So it definitely is able to fit. I'm gonna hit continue. It's gonna install. So it's installing. Gives me the time. And while I'm doing these things, I wanna make sure that you all are doing them with me. So if you have a Mac, if you have a PC, that's a good sound. If you have a Mac, if you have a PC, you can do this with me. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna move the installer, which is just something that brought the program to your computer. Now the program's on the computer after installation. You no longer need the installer because it's fully installed. We're just gonna hit move to trash. I'm gonna go to my applications page, and then if I look, I'll see the Brave browser. So I'm gonna open that. It's gonna go through its process. And while it's doing that, I'm gonna close my current browser that I'm in. Bye-bye, Safari. And here we go. I like to use full screen, just me. And it's gonna go through the welcome. I encourage you to take heed to everything it's gonna say. I use this as my main browser. Some people prefer to use various browsers, but if you have another browser like Safari, Internet Explorer, what have you, you can import your bookmarks and settings, or you can start fresh. So for us, we're gonna start fresh. It's gonna give you an option to choose a default search engine. I personally use DuckDuckGo, and I'll tell you why. They are extremely private and secure. So remember when we were speaking on Facebook and Google, how they've made millions and billions off of data? That goes into hardware and software. So they keep all of the things that you search. There's a way in which you can kind of clear it, but it doesn't fully get rid of everything. With DuckDuckGo, what you search is what you search. They're not taking your information. They're just giving you your requests and keeping everything anonymous. It's very secure. It's also very fast too. And here is where what I was speaking on earlier, how you get rewarded for using the internet, something that you do constantly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna enable rewards. I'm gonna hit yes, I'm in. And what it's doing is it's creating a digital wallet, a digital space where all of your cryptocurrency will go concerning the Brave browser. I encourage you to do your research as it relates to all of these different things. You can subscribe to a person you can find someone who's a Brave verified site, and then you can tip them if you desire. So with that, we are going to just get rid of these so it's not going to auto contribute, and we're going to now examine this. We're going to verify our wallet. Verification tends to deal with another platform called Uphold. It's a wallet, it's an exchange, it's a very cool thing. So it's going to tell you what you're going to need to do in order to verify your wallet. Basically, you're going to have to sign up for Uphold. You're going to create an account. I myself already have an account with them, so I'm going to log in. And then upon me logging in, we'll be able to move forward. So now I've logged into my account, and I'm able to see my crypto wallets. I'm able to move along as it relates to that, because now, since my wallet is verified, I'm able to add funds, withdraw funds, things of that nature. And we can even take a look at my crypto wallets that are built into Brave. So it's going to give you an explanation as to what that means. This is very important. So we're going to hit I understand. Obviously, you want to do your own research, things of that nature. There are hardware wallets and software wallets. What we're going to do is we're going to create a software wallet. You're going to find a password that you can remember. You're going to store it, and then you are going to move forward. This is important. There is a secret backup phrase piece. I'm not going to reveal mine because the teacher has to be the example. You never reveal your secret backup phrase. It's like a fail-safe. If you were to forget your password, if you were to change hardware, like you got a new laptop or you got a new phone and you can't get into your account, this is the only thing that you'll be able to use to get into your account. There are a lot of really sad stories where people have died or people have thrown out computers. And then in 2017, when Bitcoin was worth $20,000, some of these people had Bitcoins, but they couldn't get access to them because they either forgot their password and or they threw away their backup phrase. It's very important. I always recommend for people to store it in a safe place, not Dropbox, but a safe place where no one will have access to it. It could be a physical safe, but for now, I'm going to hit remind later. And now I have a wallet. I have a digital wallet. What I always do is I tend to just personalize mine. So I'm gonna put simply crypto. I'm gonna hit OK. And now we're good to go. There's also another platform that I would highly recommend. And as you can see here, as I make a new tab, it's gonna tell me what's happening. You're getting paid to view this background image. And there's also a built-in exchange here if you want to buy crypto. Up here, we see from the browser standpoint how long it's taken to pull up websites, how many ads and trackers have been blocked, and then here's an advertisement that you're getting paid for. So if we were to click it, it's gonna open this up, and this is just another cryptocurrency platform. If I want to edit settings, I can hit preferences. I can make this my default browser, which I would highly recommend. I can change my name, my icon. I can just personalize things. I can go to my shield, and it's gonna go through various things. It's a really, really good platform. But as we move on, there is this digital wallet that I highly recommend. It's called MetaMask. MetaMask. That's my Midwest accent. You might not hear the T, but I am saying it. MetaMask. So as we just briefly scroll, again, this piece of owning your own data. Do your own research concerning MetaMask, but I highly recommend that you download it. What's funny is that you can install MetaMask for Chrome. So we're obviously using Brave. They support Brave. So if I click this icon here, it's going to take me to the Chrome Web Store, because some of the software that was utilized to develop Chrome was also utilized to make Brave. They just enhanced it. So I'm going to download this extension. It's telling me all the things it'll be able to do. I'm going to hit add extension. And then as we can see here, it's doing its thing. And then seems to be done. Voila, it's right there. So now we're gonna take this a step further. I will say this, the crypto space has a lot of really cool websites. This is just so fun to me. But back on task, we're going to go either import a wallet or create a new wallet. We've already done that within the Brave browser. And then it's gonna tell you what they would like to do. Since they don't collect my IP address, they don't sell data for profit, they don't collect anything from me, it's gonna send anonymous information. I'm open to that, so I'm gonna hit I agree. You do whatever you see fit. I'm gonna create a password. If you want to read the terms of use, you surely can. I already have a MetaMask wallet, but I'm gonna create a new one for this course. Same thing, I'm not gonna reveal this, but you're gonna click that, you're gonna write it down, you're gonna store it someplace physically or digitally, like 1Password. I'm gonna hit remind later, and I have a digital wallet with MetaMask. I'm gonna name it. And then we're set up, we're good to go. So we have 2 crypto wallets and we have Brave. I'm gonna hit done. Next week, session 2. If you haven't purchased the full Simply Crypto, I highly recommend it. You get lifetime access. It's an amazing asset. You're gonna want to own this. Or if you purchase the full collection, God bless you. Thank you for your support, and know that this will add value to your life. But remember this, people say knowledge is power. I don't agree with that. Knowledge with application is power. I could say I'm thirsty, but if I don't ever get up and get my purified alkaline water and drink it, then my knowledge means nothing. I can know I have alkaline water. I can know I can get up and do it. But until I actually do it, it means nothing. So knowledge with application is power. Now with Brave, you have the ability to experiment at your own pace and go for it as it relates to learning crypto at your own pace. And you always have this as a reference point, all right? Session 2, we're gonna focus on organizing, exchanging, and notifications as far as news. All right, so stay tuned. My name is Christopher Perceptions. This is Simply Cryptocurrency Session 1 complete. Congratulations, you are 1/3 of the way there. God bless you, and I will see you next week.